Hi everybody, this is Bogus Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends fan channel exclusive 80th Anniversary Uncanny X-Force Deathlok figure. So before we take a look at Deathlok, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So, first up, he comes with his pistol here, and this is done in a marbleized bluish gunmetal color plastic. And the sight of this one is painted red, whereas the last one wasn't. He can hold this in his right hand, like this, and he holds it very tightly. You just have to wedge it in like that. And there he has his pistol. And you can also store it in its holster right here on his hip, just like the previous figure. Though if you leave it in there, the scope will bend down like that. I left my previous Deathlok version's pistol like that, and now the scope is pointing down like that. So if you do leave it in there for an extended period of time, it will start to eventually get closer to the gun. So up next, he comes with this shotgun, this futuristic shotgun. And this is what we got with Bishop. And he also holds it very well. You can get him holding it in both hands. That looks pretty good. Though there is no storage for this weapon. I wish there was some kind of storage, like maybe just a peg on the gun and a place in this pack right here that you could just plug that into. That would be really awesome. But we did not get anything like that. And for his final accessory, he comes with this mini gun thing. Not really sure what this is supposed to be. It also comes with an ammo clip. We saw this previously with the previous Deathlok, and the ammo clip was done with, I think it was painted just like normal bullets, and these are done in translucent yellow. So that looks pretty good, and you can get him holding it only really in one hand, because there's nothing on the top. Hold on here, that came unplugged. That's something I'm not sure why Hasbro didn't glue down, because anytime you're posing it around, it will come out of there. But I wish it would have had like a handle on the top, that way he could hold it like this, or, you know, someplace that he could hold it. I mainly just stick his thumb right in there, but that's not the way it's supposed to go. And the ammo clip is extremely long. I really don't like it just dangling there. So what I usually do is I just put this underneath this pack right there. And it's not meant to go there, but I think that looks really good like that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt. This is the same exact figure as the previous Deathlok. As you can see, there is just some paint differences. So for this one, the skin tone is darker. The paint on the previous one was a little bit lighter. As you can see, it had like a brownish wash over. But the skin tone on this Deathlok looks more burnt. It has some red mixed in with that brown. As you can see, he has a wound right there on top of his head that's painted reddish brown. And this one wasn't painted at all. They just did that same wash that's on the rest of his head over that. So I do like the skin tone on this one better. And looking straight on at the head sculpts, they did a darker red under the right eye there. And his left eye is done in red, whereas the previous version was done in yellow. And the red has a black outline to it. And it makes me wish that this one had a black outline to it as well. And the neck is still colored kind of odd, because if you look here on the previous Deathlok figure, he has like a whitish tone to his neck, which is really weird. And this one does too, although it's not as bad. It still has that whitish tone to it though. And the upper torso is changed, because this one has a sculpted on, well, it's not actually sculpted on, the X is painted on, but it's done in a circle, and this one was done in a square for the flag, and then they painted the flag one. So they did change that up. That's the only real change that we get with this figure, except for the collars, of course. So this new version is done in that bluish gray color that they've done for most of the X-Force figures. And the only real problem I see with the paint is they cast this in brown for his wrist guard here, and the brown is showing through, and there's a lot of paint missing right there. But other than that, most of the paint apps on this came out pretty clean. Like the black lines came out really good. And looking at the back of the figure, Their packs or backpacks, whatever you want to call them, they are done in a slightly different color. The previous version is a little bit darker, and this one is a lighter color. And I do like the color of the belt better on this Uncanny X-Force version. Let me move his hand there. They did change it to a dark brown and silver instead of light brown and gold. And I forgot to mention that the wrist guards are a slightly different color. They're just a darker brown. So this figure is exactly the same minus this. The chest right here has that circle sculpted on for the X, and this one has the square sculpted on for the flag. But that's the only real difference with this in terms of like sculpt. The only other differences are color. But these are two entirely different characters. They may look the same, but they could not be more different. One thing that I really wish is they would have given him his claw attachment. They're kind of like an orangish color. I don't think that packing him with a repainted Wolverine hand would have worked, since he does have some different sculpt to his hand there. But it still would have been nice if Hasbro would have included at least that accessory for this figure. I think that would have been really cool. So now, let's go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can look back all the way. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. This right side makes that clicking noise when you move it up and down. He has swiveled the bicep, double-jointed elbow, swiveled the wrist that can move side to side, and a hinge up and down, though it is mostly moving down just because this is a heavy accessory. And on the left wrist, it swivels side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that can move back all the way, even with this pack on his back. He can crunch forward all the way. He can swivel side to side, or his waist can swivel side to side. He has ball-jointed hips that can just about do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back all the way. He has swiveled the thigh, double-jointed knee, swiveled the boot, swiveled the ankle that can move down all the way, up all the way, and a really good ankle rock. So now, let's do some size comparisons. First up, here he is next to the Sasquatch Wave Deathlok. And like I said, these are two different characters. But I'm very happy to get this repaint from Hasbro, because I've been looking forward to an X-Force Deathlok forever. I was going to customize my own, but I'm glad I didn't, since Hasbro ended up making this version. Here he is next to X-Force Wolverine from the Wendigo Wave. And the colors are slightly different. I wish they could have matched the colors up just a little bit better. Deathlok's gray is just a little bit darker, and Wolverine's is lighter. And I'm pretty sure, while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and show Deadpool there. Yeah, Deadpool's is even lighter than Wolverine's. So even though they're all supposed to have the same color gray, they are slightly different. So yeah, it would have been nice if Hasbro could have matched the colors up just a little bit better. But we're on our way to completing X-Force, which is very exciting. And finally, here he is next to Phantom X. And this figure, I hope he gets an update soon. He's really hard to stand because he doesn't even have ankle rockers. This was from the Return of Marvel Legends. So, I'm pretty confident that next year, maybe even the year after that, we'll be seeing a redo of Phantom X. As you can see, he's also kind of short too, so he definitely needs an update. So overall, I'd highly recommend this Deathlok. It is just a repaint, and all the accessories that come with it are repacks. But it's still a really good figure, because like I said, we're on our way to completing the Uncanny X-Force, and I could not be more thrilled. So I'd highly recommend it. It's a really good repaint. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.